going harder than Welcome to Dallas, we lost some legends. Welcome to Dallas, we're hood, you reppin', be careful. You know the rest, be steady. Welcome to Dallas.
Hola, ¿cómo estás? Poofy Man here with another episode of the Poofy Man podcast. I'm going to tell you what, we got a hell of a show for you today. And a little bit of backstory on a saga in P-Man's life. So, truth be told, P-Man has actually been engaged entrenched in a sort of a long-standing, about 18 months, beef with a well-known actor named Kevin Costner. I call him KC, but whatever. Anyways, it stems back to a public comment I made a while back. I'm a man of honor, so I like to do my beefs more privately. And but I'm gonna tell you what, the power of concession is such a beautiful one, and it really moves and stirs the soul on such a deep level. So real quick, I woke up this morning and I stretched and I brushed my teeth a little bit. Not as long as I probably should have, but I did do it regardless. But I woke up and there was a package. I went downstairs and I opened it up, and lo and behold, I received a humble gift from the good people at the Gordon Company in Davis Entertainment. And notwithstanding the great people at Universal Studios, with this incredible original Waterworld poster with all of the actors signed on it, and with a little note saying, P-Man, thank you for all that you do. We truly appreciate it. Love, your frenemy, KC. Pretty cool. If you can't see it, pretty awesome. It's got everybody on it, all the goodies, all the major players. And I said, Jesus, I had this man pegged wrong. I really did, At first, I'm not going to lie to you, I thought he was kind of a prima donna, sort of a little piece of garbage. But then, truth be told, man, just this one act alone has humbled me. And in order to bury the hatchet, I said, fuck it. You know what? Today we've got to honor this man. Because, we may have had our disagreements and we may have differences, but in the end, we're both men of aspiration. And I do respect him for some of the work he's done. So I said, let's honor the top 5 great movies of Kevin Costner's career. Let's go. Starting with none other than Waterworld. The same movie that brandishes this beautiful poster, this sign of concession behind me, sign of friendship, stewardship, and brotherhood behind me. What an incredible movie. Casey plays the protector of the deep. He's a kind of a silent lone wolf who engages in seafaring activities whilst also doing the right thing and saving unprotected, vulnerable populations in this post-apocalyptic world where everyone lives in the ocean. Pretty great movie, honestly. Haven't seen it, but it is probably pretty good. So shout out Waterworld, you know what I'm saying? Shout out the good people that I just mentioned before, Davis Entertainment, fucking Gordon Company, y'all did it, man. Waterworld. So coming in at number 4, we got Dances with Wolves. You know it. Every idiot on the face of the planet loves this movie. It's a fucking great movie. Again, it's one that I haven't really seen much of. Apparently, it is The Last Samurai, but with like a Civil War lieutenant dealing instead of with the ancient Japanese with Native Americans. You know, I'm sure it's great. I mean, everyone seems to love it. So shout out Dances with Wolves. I know that I have plans of seeing it. It is on my bucket list. I'm very busy, though, this week, so maybe next week. Maybe I'll give a report back from the front lines on that one. Anyways, coming in at number 3 is JFK. JFK, great movie. I have seen as much of this movie as I can possibly muster without falling asleep, so needless to say, there's probably another 3 hours of the movie I need to see. It's very extremely long, but it is a very great movie. In fact, this is some real shit. This movie brought to light material evidence that contradicted the original Warren report regarding the assassination of JFK. Enough so that there was a government directive to reopen the entire investigation on the JFK murders just based on the movie alone. Now, I don't know many movies that have done that. So shout out Kevin Costner and the folks that did JFK. So, anyways, moving on to one of my personal favorites, The Bodyguard, where Casey plays a gun-wielding, he's got a gun, he protects people, he also may have a learning disability, doesn't have many lines, and he protects Whitney Houston, The Bodyguard. Love the movie, because of, I would like to have seen a little more jam out of Casey's character. He's a little shy, and that's fine. I mean, I understand, it's Whitney Houston. I'd probably be a little shy too. But at some point, you can tell that there's chemistry. You gotta be a man and make that move, and I don't feel like he did. So, still a great movie. You should see it. Some of Whitney Houston's greatest hits are on the album, on the soundtrack. I know that. And I've always been a Whitney Houston fan. So, for that, I love this movie. Now, Robin Hood. Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves. This is categorically number 1. Everybody knows it. It is a staple in my childhood. All I remember is building forts because of how grand the forts of Nottingham Forest were that they built. And I learned a lot about engineering, actually, from just the basic kind of standard form engineering sort of beginner's guide, but I did learn a lot. Also, I mean, it's got everything, man. It's got romance, it's got sexual violence and intrigue, mystery, heroism. It's got evil plots. It's got stabbings and arrows burning, shooting people in the heart and in the face. It's an incredibly violent, incredibly well done piece of film. If you haven't seen it, which if you're, I don't know, maybe 20, mid-20s or younger, you probably haven't, and it's probably what's wrong with your entire generation. So I think that if you want a future that is worthy of anything, you probably want to go and check this one out. I know I would never hire you if you hadn't seen this movie. In fact, part of the submission the form you have to fill out to even have a chance to get an interview here it's a 5-question multiple choice kind of quiz on this movie alone. So any aspiring Phantom City people, you might want to go ahead and check the movie out. There are a couple others though I'm aware of, and I'm gonna do honorable mentions. Yeah, I'm gonna do it for y'all. That's fine. Look. What's it called? Field of Dreams. Look, nobody know, I love this movie because I've never really seen all of it. I know that it seems to bring it just seems to capture people's imagination for some reason. Nobody really knows what it is actually about. Granted, I sure don't. But nevertheless, I mean, Kevin Costner did a fucking hell of a job on it. He had a lot of hair back when he shot this, which is great. We all men love hair, love our hair. It's a nightmare thinking of those days when it won't be there. So, my thoughts and prayers go out to all the men who are balding. But that's a whole nother thing we can do in another podcast. So anyways, yeah, that's pretty much it. I just wanted to comment a bit on just the power of brotherhood and saying sorry. Saying sorry, gestures like this prove that, there is hope in humanity, and that despite major differences and philosophies on pretty much everything, you can still find common ground. You just have to show love to everyone, and, just engage in brotherhood, stewardship, charity, and all of those good things. So I am humbled. Thank you again for the gift. KC, consider the hatchet buried. This is Poofy Man. Till next time, signing out.
Welcome to Dallas, the home of the killers. Welcome to Dallas, sharks and gorillas. The girls, they going harder than Welcome to Dallas, we lost some legends. Welcome to Dallas, we're hood, you rep it, be careful. You know the rest, be steady.